Hi there. So today we're going to be talking about the Summer of '79 Robusto bundle. You can get this from Victory Cigars. It's also $79, and what'll happen is they'll mail you out a bundle from Oshawa, and the bundle will be 20 sticks. It used to be 25, but costs and inflation and things made it go up a bit. Wow, it's windy today. Hopefully the camera doesn't knock over. And yeah, so I've brought one along here. You can see it. It's wrapped up in cellophane, which is nice. And I've also printed out some information about the cigar that's available here on the website. So it says here, if you asked us, is there a cigar that put you on the map, then this would be it. A bundle of 20 Nicaraguan Robustos for a great price. This is a cigar you can afford to smoke every day, and you can buy it singly, but 14 singles works out to the same price as a bundle of 20. No bands, no fancy boxes, just a good everyday smoke. The perfect golf cigar, one you won't be upset if your buddy forgets in the sand trap because you didn't spend an arm and a leg. Medium bodied, Robusto, so it's 5 inches with a ring gauge of 50. Some people online said that the ring gauge is not as accurate as that. They feel it's a bit smaller, probably 46 ring gauge. I don't know. It reminds me of the Chunky. It's a bit small that way, but I like it. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the wrapper now. We can talk a little bit about the construction. So looking at it, I think it's rather well done. The wrapper is nice. It's nice and soft. Some reviewers were saying the problem with these $5 cigars was the construction, that they had problems with it being too dry when they arrived, and other people saying that it was okay, but maybe 3 out of 4 were a bit too dry and they needed to spend time in the humidor to get a bit more hydration. I can talk a little bit about that too. A humidor is like a little chest or a box that you put your cigars in to store them, and it is regulated with water and a little meter in there that tells you what the humidity level is inside the box. And certain cigars have different preferences for whether or not they like 69% humidity or 74% humidity. You can go online and look and see, based on what type of cigar you've purchased, what the best humidity level is. I go for, I think, 71%, just a nice in the middle balance. And I use Boveda. It's a brand from the United States, and it's like a little package that you put inside of the humidor. And what it does is it regulates the humidity for you. So you don't have to mix with water. You don't have to adjust any settings. It really does everything for you. So I like that a lot. So yeah, for my experience, they arrived in great condition. I haven't had a bad one in the bunch. If it's no good, it'll crackle when you apply a little bit of pressure to it. But this one, no crackle. It's not too dry, it's just right. The smell is lovely. It's very much a tobacco leaf. This one is not a flavored cigar. In my last review, I did one that was flavored. It was a Kentucky Fire Cured. This one is just regular old tobacco. So in terms of flavor, yeah, it's lovely. It's a nice tobacco leaf. Nothing too special about that. It says here that, I'm wondering if it reads out anywhere what the wrapper is. No, there's not a lot of content here on the webpage. Just says they're Nicaraguan Robustos, but they are, again, $5 each, or $79 for 20. So I guess what I'll do is I'll talk a little bit more about the history of Nicaragua for cigars, but first I think we should light this and get it going. So hopefully the wind won't blow me away. Got my cutter here. So for this one, you can see the cap is just a little bit larger than it was on the fire cured. I have to be careful not to cut too deep into the shoulder of the cigar, because if I do that, then this wrapper will unravel, which is unfortunate. It's still smokable. That's not so much an issue, but it's not as ideal as it could be. There we go. It's a nice even cut, and doesn't look like I butchered it at all. No unraveling of the wrapper. And you can see here, this is the cap. It's just held on with a little bit of glue. I believe it's vegetable based, nothing toxic or anything that'll affect the flavor. I'm not going to try the Zippo in this weather. It's really windy. So instead I'm just going to go for the good old-fashioned butane lighter. And immediately, on the draw, just a lovely sense of chocolate. It's really nice. So let's go ahead and light it. Now what I like to do is just light it gently from afar, with the idea being that you want to toast the cigar so that your first puff is not in haste, that you don't have to puff several times to get the flame going. You just want it to burn enough to get it smoking, and nice and evenly. There you go. Blow on it a bit. You can see it's got a nice white ring around the foot there. They call that the foot of the cigar. And now for the first puff. That's very nice. It's a bit spicy. Very strong tobacco. Stronger than I was expecting, actually. So now I'll go into the history of the cigar, and we can enjoy this smoke together. They say the wind today is quite strong. You can see the clouds moving up ahead like nobody's business, and it feels like -19 out here, maybe -20 with the wind chill. I can tell you I wouldn't be out here if it wasn't for the review, and my hands are freezing, by the way. So, for the history of Nicaragua for cigars, they say that the weather in Nicaragua and the mineral content to its soil are very similar to Cuba, which makes it ideal for tobacco growing. A lot of the more famous cigars come out of Cuba. That's where it really got its heyday, the golden age of cigars. And so I think when they had some turmoil there with the revolution and everything, a lot of the tobacco growers moved out of Cuba, but they brought their technique and their expertise to places like Nicaragua. So it says here the cultivation of tobacco leaf in Nicaragua takes place in 4 main areas: Esteli, Condega, Jalapa, and to a lesser extent Ometep, which is an island in Lake Nicaragua. Of the 4 regions, Esteli, which is situated near the capital of Managua, produces a very strong, thick tobacco leaf. This is due to the powerful abundance of sun and the dense, black, nutrient-rich volcanic soil that exists there. In Esteli, wrapper leaf is grown in fields under cheesecloth-covered nets to protect the leaf from the powerful sun. Unlike its wrapper leaf, Esteli ligero filler and binder leaf are grown under direct sunlight. To many, Esteli rivals, or is even viewed as superior than, the famed Vuelta a Bajo of Cuba as the best tobacco growing region in the world. Vuelta a Bajo is a place in Cuba with a very lovely tropical climate where they grow the best tobacco in the world. And Habanos from there, that is to say Cuban cigars, are very expensive. But gosh, if I could get one, it would be heaven. I think they're about $300 or $400 each. Where do we leave off? Of the 3 remaining Nicaraguan... Okay. Wow, it's windy. Okay, where I left off. Of the 3 remaining Nicaraguan tobacco regions, Condega produces a leaf with a thinner texture than Esteli and has a characteristic medium-strength sweetness. And then Jalapa Valley is located near the neighboring country of Honduras and produces a spicy, highly aromatic leaf that is ideal to be applied as a wrapper. Ometep is a volcanic island that produces a sweet wrapper that exhibits lots of chocolate and pepper. And successful tobacco cultivation there was first initiated by Nestor Plasencia in 1996. So less than 15 years ago, there were only a small handful of Nicaraguan cigars on the market. And today there's a vast selection of popular Nicaraguan brands, including Oliva, Drew Estate, which is the Kentucky fire-cured one that I did, Palencia and Joya de la Nicaragua, Padron, and My Father. So, I'd love to wax philosophical and talk about the complexities of this smoke, but I think what you're getting the picture of is that it's a very good $5 cigar. I would recommend it highly. I think that something that's very nice about it is the price. You can get a lot of these and fill up your humidor for less than $100, which is a bit of a shame because in order to get free shipping, you need to spend $99. So throw in yourself a whiskey glass or maybe a nice cutter, and that'll help with the value, I think, to get you to $100. Again, that's Victory Cigars in Oshawa. Very great company, and they have lots of great cigars. It's my #1 go-to. They've got over 300 different varieties on there to pick from. So that's my recommendation. And what else can I say? It has a lot of strong flavor. It's a nice full-bodied cigar. And the best part is if you are done with it, if you don't want to continue smoking it, you can put it aside and it didn't really cost you much. I also want to talk a little bit about this head of ash. You can see that it's starting to get a little bit of a head there. You don't want to tap it away just yet because the core, the inner part of it here is ignited and it's lit and it's insulated from this horrible weather we're having, this wind, and it stays nice and toasty warm. I don't have to worry about it going out on me. And I can let it just continue to burn, taking a puff every minute or so. That's the sort of recommended pace you should set. Well, I don't have a whole lot more to say. I'm really thankful you came out today on this horrible weather day with the wind chill of -19, and decided to spend it with me. I'm hoping in the next video to talk about different pairings of whiskeys and spirits, stout beers, things like that that would go really well with a cigar. So until next time, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.